Oh, this is so fascinating. I do not think they're going to go with a first-time head coach. That's first of all. I would be shocked if they go with...
Defeats the purpose.
Exactly right. Like, the reason you move on from Kenny Atkinson is because you want someone ideally with championship pedigree, but at the very least someone who has coached in this league before, established relationships, established respect. So that winnows the list down quite a bit. Everyone's going to bring up Ty Lue, and they should. He's an excellent head coach. This idea that he's just there because he's with LeBron, nonsense. He took over a team mid-season that was ripping itself apart at the seams, and they won the championship coming back from 3-1 down against Golden State. He also was a coach then in 2018. They trade Kyrie mid-season. They remake the team entirely on the fly, trade everyone again. They win a 7-game series in round 1. They're down 3-2 in round 3 against the Celtics, win a road game 7. Ty Lue's an excellent choice. A lot of people are going to bring up Mark Jackson because of his relationship with KD and Rich Kleiman. I'm going to add a name that I don't even know if it's on the board, and I don't even know if I think he's a very good in-game head coach. But so much of this is about relationships. What about all-time great New Jersey Net Jason Kidd, who coached there once before, and most importantly, who said, "I'll try to save your job if you want me to," because he had such a great relationship with Jason Kidd. Giannis Antetokounmpo, when Jason Kidd got fired in Milwaukee. If you think Giannis is a chess piece that is on the board in a year and a half from now, adding Jason Kidd would be potentially a very prescient move in that direction. So everyone's going to bring up Ty Lue, smart. Mark Jackson, interesting because of relationships. Jason Kidd, who was unimpressive and had I think a very awkward exit from Brooklyn first time. But Joe Tsai wasn't the owner then. All those people are gone. So those are the names that come to mind for me, Stephen.
Yeah, you said some great names, but I think Ty Lue is the guy. Kyrie has experience with him. I think he's one guy that players will respect. He's going to hold guys accountable. He has the experience. I mean, how many coaches win a championship being down 3-1? Right,
and he's the only one of those lists that's won a championship as a coach.
He's the only one, and like I said, Ty Lue is one of those guys. He's going to demand respect from everybody on that roster, KD included, Kyrie included. They're going to respect. They're going to buy in. That they're not going to be bigger than the team if Ty Lue is the coach.
But because this isn't about coaching two superstars, this is about coaching interesting superstars, guys that maybe aren't coached or treated or deserve to be coached like other people. They're a little odd in Kyrie and KD. And I wonder if you have to approach it differently as a head coach. You can't just take, oh, I've coached basketball here, I can step right in. The relationship seems to be the most important part here from what you're both saying.
Yeah, it's important, but at the same time, you have to have a coach that comes in with guys with respect and willing to listen to him and let him lead to buy in. I think that's why Pop is so respected. You can throw anybody in his system, but he has so much respect that they're going to buy in regardless if they disagree or not. And I think that's what Ty Lue's going to bring there, that he's going to come with the respect. He has the experience, championship experience, and these guys respect him as a man, not just a coach, but as a man.
Why? I've heard that before. Well, what is it about Ty Lue?
Well, I only can speak for me. I respect him because he's a stand-up guy. He's always been one of those guys. He does what he says, and he's not one of those people that seems like he has a
ulterior
motive. His job, he wants to be a great coach. He cares about the game, as we know. He was one of those guys that wasn't that talented, but played hard every time he got on the court, earned his job. And that's the type of guys you want to play for. And he knows the game. And I think those guys are comfortable with a coach like that.
And he's from the dirt, man. He's from Mexico City, Missouri. And I think a lot of NBA guys, while they might not be from a small town like Mexico City, Missouri, they're from very humble beginnings. I think they respect that. And he had the ability to, Game 7 of those NBA Finals, at halftime, look LeBron James in the eye and say, "We need more from you, Bron." To where Bron famously said to, I think it was Richard Jefferson, one of his teammates, "The hell, what do you, man, I got us." And one of his teammates said, "No, he's right. We need more from you right now." If you can do that to LeBron, you can absolutely do it. You're not going to have any back down with KD.
I said that to him yesterday. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I said that to him yesterday. I was a total problem in San Antonio, but Pop got to me by teaching through Tim.
Tell that story.
You know what I mean? Pop used to scream at me coming out the games and take me out for the littlest things. And I used to come out and scream and get totally out the game. And when I seen him do it to Tim, I'm like, if he can pull Tim out for a mistake, he can keep me out for a mistake, and I became a better player. That's how I learned how to be a pro.
How do you think
That's
it works in New England?
Exactly.
That's the exact same way it works in New England.
That's why the Pop,
Belichick.
Brady, Duncan
it works.
comparison.
Yep.
It starts at the top, though.
Do you think it needs to be? Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to change my question.
Okay, go for it. Good luck.
Do you think that the culture is going to come from whoever they hire, or do you think that's Durant and Kyrie setting the tone and the coach falls in line under them?
It's going to start with the coach, because you can't let KD and Kyrie coach the team. You can't let them determine what goes on with the team. Yeah, players make decisions. And we got to credit LeBron for that. A lot of players have more power than they've ever had because of LeBron. But at the end of the day, the coach has to have control of the team.
Well, but so then maybe that's why Kenny Atkinson had to go.
He has no control.
Because he obviously did not have control over this group of players.
No.
And so I think it's a really interesting point that there are certain coaches that either because of resume, relationship, I think some guys walk into it because of what great players they were. That where you have that's where Jay Kidd, he walked into a couple really good jobs without a ton of experience, because this is a Hall of Fame, one of the 45 greatest players ever. And
45. I always says 40. He'll go up to 50.
Well, I'm giving him credit. I'm giving him credit. The lower the number, the greater the player.
No,
it's a good thing.
Top 45.
And so I think he's 44. And so like those are, if you don't want to have the players be the de facto coach, then you need somebody.
Dominant personality.
You need somebody like that. And players, man, I know a lot of the media was unimpressed with Mark Jackson's tenure with the Warriors. Players love him.
I love him.
Former players love him. And so those are the three names I'd be looking at. Ty would be my choice, but Ty is always my choice. I think he's the best coach available. Mark Jackson, Jason Kidd's interesting because of the Giannis component.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.